for any remarks he may wish to make.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and welcome to the hearing. I thank you all for visiting us on what is a rather substantial topic. Today is my first opportunity to join the subcommittee in overseeing the Navy's shipbuilding program. I've already begun to grasp the many complexities unique to the acquisition of battle force ships. I recently had the opportunity to join Congressman Taylor and Austell, USA in Mobile, Alabama, where the LCS-2 is under construction, and it's certainly an innovative ship, but even a newcomer to shipbuilding can see that much remains to be done. I understand this program has faced many challenges, but a simple principle seems to have gotten lost. The principle isn't exclusive to shipbuilding. In sum, the importance of transparency and accountability in acquisition programs grounded in sound strategy, and that cannot be overstated. Sadly, in its early days, the LCS program appears to have lacked accountability. Many important steps have been taken to rectify this situation, but the program still lacks a well-conceived strategy. At various times in the last 2 years, the Navy has proposed a fly-off and down-select between these two Flight 0 ships to be followed by a redesign for a Flight 1 ship, investing in a class design services effort to convert the selected design to a build-to-print and recompeting the class, redesigning the ships to include a common combat system in both, and lastly, an apparent desire to procure both ships from the existing teams with minimal changes. We cannot reasonably expect the industry teams to make the investments in facilities and designs for affordability we demand if we cannot articulate what we want to buy. Further, we cannot reasonably expect the taxpayers to continue to fund ships that we cannot definitively say what we want. Given Obama's sweeping comments about cutting defense spending on weapons programs, do any of us believe we can defend a program for which we have no acquisition strategy and for which we have long since surpassed the acquisition cost target identified in the program's key requirements document? Just last week, the President stated, far too often, the spending is plagued by massive cost overruns and an absence of oversight and accountability. We need more competition for contracts, more oversight when they're carried out. His goal is to save $40 billion a year, and many observers have cautioned that this won't be possible unless he starts to kill major Pentagon weapon systems. Now, I am in no way advocating that the LCS program fall victim to such a cut. I have every reason to believe that this program represents a critical capability for our warfighters, despite the cost overruns, can still become the most affordable ship in the Navy fleet. But there remain many questions which have not been answered to my satisfaction. I'm going to list 5 of those. First, is the LCS program still affordable within the context of the overall shipbuilding program? That is, what will we have to give up in order to afford 55 of these ships at a cost of approximately $500 million? Second, although the Navy has pushed for buying LCS in substantial numbers prior to an operational evaluation of the first ships, given that the operational evaluation of these ships will now be conducted within the next 18 months, would it be prudent to wait to procure additional vessels until the evaluation is complete? Third, the high cost of shipbuilding frequently has its roots in decisions we make to protect the industrial base. These decisions have merit. We want to ensure that this nation has surge capability and doesn't lose the national treasure that is the shipyard worker. But we need to be very cautious about increasing capacity for which the Navy lacks the volume to support. And the fourth question, when the Navy has canceled 2 ships, failed to award the FY08 ship before the appropriations rescinded the funds, and has yet to reach agreement on the 09 ships, it has elected to incrementally fund construction on follow-on vessels. Again, these decisions may be expedient in the near term to avoid layoffs, but will we lack here in 2 years discussing root causes of cost growth for the follow-on vessels and citing incremental funding? Fifth, I want to applaud Secretary Stackley's determination to control costs. He has wisely chosen not to award follow-on contracts if the industry teams can't demonstrate they're on the glide slope to $460 million. He has also forced behavior changes on LCS 2 to prioritize completion of construction. Yet if we accept delivery of ships or award ships that do not have all systems fully integrated, what bill are we leaving for a future Congress? Lastly, the mission packages are really what make LCS a valuable tool for the warfighter. The Navy has not taken aggressive steps to integrate and test these mission systems or train crews on these systems on other platforms. I echo the Chairman's strong concern that we cannot continue to wait for LCS to be available in sufficient numbers to develop and deploy these capabilities. Mr. Chairman, thank you for holding the hearing today. Admiral Guillory, Admiral Leahy, and Ms. Sandell, I look forward to your testimony and thank you for being with us.